Well, in response to the issue of pornography and Christian men, well, I think in a general perspective, there has been a very sharp increase, obviously, in the watching of the pornographic content, especially with the increase of technology. Obviously, there's then increase of World Wide Web, where things can be stored in there. So through computers, laptops, iPads, iPhones, handsets generally, smartphones, so to say. And one of the reasons why there is such a sharp increase in watching of the pornographic content, especially as far as the males are concerned. Remember, the male human species are mostly, their trigger points are what they see, and the World Wide Web is full of trigger points such as, bugs and, those ads that pop up without being invited, so to say. And now, when a pornographic content sort of pops up, and it pops up again, and it pops up again, uninvited, and you are not ready to see it, but you see it anyway. It conditions your mind for a moment to start thinking about what you have seen, because remember, men take photographic memories. If he has seen a naked woman, for instance, on the internet, or maybe, there was that pop-up screen that just happened in his office as he was busy working, it stays in his mind, it stays in his memory, and from time to time, it passes through his lens, and through that, it conditions and triggers him and even hooks him towards that particular content, to the point where he can actually be, for a lack of a better word, he can be obsessed with checking this type of images. And sometimes he will be, attracted to click on those contents. Be it he clicks on those contents intently, with intent, or he mistakenly clicks on those contents, because sometimes you're just working in your office, and this pop-up happens as you are, working busy with this and that, and just a little touch, a little click, a little touch on your laptop, and then boom, you are launched into the website, the pornographic website, where you were just not intending to, but now that you are there, there is some level of, for lack of a better word, amusement that comes with a man seeing and the naked picture of a woman. And obviously, it gets deeper and deeper in terms of its images of topless women, and then it goes to images of totally naked women. It goes to, not just images anymore, but animated images, to videos. Basically, that person is now launched deep into pornography. So one, there are people that watch or see pornography without intending to see it, because it pops up everywhere, especially if you don't have ad blockers and things like that. With the apps that we are using on our phones, I mean, our handsets, our iPads, laptops, etc. So, there are no securities, internet securities, which are able to detect and avoid these pop-ups from happening in many instances. you know so that's in a nutshell one of the things that launch men into watching pornography, be it with intent or without intent. So now, if we do some sort of a research, and we say, well, have you uh, checked some pornographic content um, on the internet, on your phone, on your smartphone, on your laptop, chances are 90% of men would say yes. But did they intend to see that content? You might find that half of those people were not having the intention to see that content. They just found the content on the screen and got hooked into it. So that's some of the things which I believe are infesting our world, are infesting the leaders of society, are infesting the leaders of families, men, in one aspect or the other. So there are many more reasons, but I just wanted to look at this one. Obviously, you know um, there is media which seems to promote nakedness, soft pornography, which seems to prevail more, especially in the soapies, junk TV, so to say, dirty TV, where there is, pornography. Basically, soft pornography is still pornography. So in a nutshell, on a daily basis, on the TV ads that we watch, there are pornographic connotations from time to time. And the more you get used to them, the more you get comfortable with them. And the more you get comfortable with them, the more you start to miss them when they are not there. And when you start to miss them when they are not there, then you start to search for them. And when you search for them, obviously, you find them. And once you find them, then now that you are there, many will then, lose their self-respect, and they will lose their self-discipline, and they will indulge, they will consume those contents. And let me tell you, the pornographic industry obviously is $1 trillion industry. It is $1 trillion industry, you know, and the creators of those contents, they are making sure that they are finding every possible way to feed men with pornography, because the more they watch it, the more they buy it. The more they buy it, the more the creators earn it. And the more creators earn it, the more they can make more. That's the sad part of it. But, there are so many trigger points. Fashion is one of the trigger points. Fashion, especially in the last 30 years, has gotten more naked, more naked, more naked, more naked, more naked, to the point where people get, for a love of a better word, they really get comfortable with uncomfortable things. They get normal with abnormal things. And I really believe that we need to look at solutions from regulations, especially government regulations, um, internet security regulations, which should to some extent work internationally, because obviously if you regulate South Africa, then you're going to have creators in Russia, you're going to have creators in Italy, creators in Ghana, and you won't be able to regulate that because it is outside of your zone, it is outside of your country. So if there is some form of an international regulation against uninvited pornographic content which pops up, which shows up on my handset, which shows up, you know, on my laptop, on my computer, and things like that. You know, we will be in a better world because there is power in advertising. The way the TV advertises alcohol nowadays, it makes people to start thirst for alcohol, to start desiring alcohol because of how good the ads are. So I really believe that in this time and age, the World Wide Web needs more tighter security. But the very same people which are supposed to bring in the tighter security as far as browsing is concerned and all those things, they are the ones which are benefiting so much from the consumption of the pornographic content. So then now we need to rely on the church. We need to rely on the pastors. We need to rely on, the families. we need to rely on the leaders of families, the mothers, the fathers, to make sure that they raise their children in a very disciplined way, so that when they are older, they will not depart from that path. More especially the boy child becomes more vulnerable because he becomes fascinated by what he sees, more especially when it comes to the naked body of a woman. So here is another thing. um Women bodies have been so glorified and have been given so much freedom. A lady can wear whatsoever she wants to wear without taking or having a concern about what it triggers in a man's mind, and what it stimulates in a man's mind. So these are some of the things which are really trigger points to the pornography industry, which is basically terrorizing families, it's terrorizing the society, it's terrorizing our world.